Good morning, guys. Good morning. Monday morning, success in trading. How was your weekend? If you were in the UK, I am sure you had an absolutely beautiful, beautiful weather, that's for sure. Not that we could actually do an awful lot with it, but certainly the sun was out and there was warmth in the sun. So that was amazing. That was lovely. We certainly had a lovely walk around the river. Not that we could do much, but anyway, that's the same for everybody, or just about everybody around the world at the moment. Anyway, welcome to this morning's Monday morning success in trading. And I want to talk about trade what you see and not what you think, okay, even during this unprecedented time. So my name is Judy V. I'm co-founder of the Tribe of Traders, and we make or empower traders around the world to be profitable through our unique approach to trading. So I am deeply, deeply, deeply passionate about traders being successful. I'm deeply passionate about building financial resilience and financial empowerment. And I believe that it's our divine right to be wealthy. And we all deserve the freedom that wealth brings. That's why I'm so passionate about the work that I do. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I love to see and witness the transformations that people experience who work with our unique approach to trading. And I think anyone who does join or is a member of the tribe will vouch for that. It is different. Good morning, Milena. How are you doing? Did you have a lovely weekend? I trust you had a lovely weekend. We've been together a couple of times, haven't we, already this morning? You were on the 6 o'clock, weren't you? Yeah, you were on the 6 o'clock and on the 6:45 webinars. Busy morning so far. Good morning, Mohammed. How are you doing? So what I want to actually talk about today, what I want to cover today, and it's so important, it's so important, irrespective of the current situation that we're finding ourselves in right now, this applies, okay? And that is trade what you see, not what you think. But it's going to be so tempting to try and trade what we think right now, okay? It's going to be so tempting because we're going to be sort of like thinking, oh, whatever you might be thinking, like trying to second guess the market because we are in unprecedented times. Okay, so we will find ourselves tempted to try and second guess the market, just like any other time when the market's doing what it always does. It is as important now as it was then not to second guess the market. All right. One of the things that I have been amazed at, and I've said this a couple of times over the past few days to guys in the tribe, and we've had various webinars over the past few days. If you'd have said to me a couple of weeks ago that the world is going to shut down, okay, economies are going to shut down. If you'd have said to me but you can still trade, all right. And if you'd have asked me, what do I think the trading opportunities would be like? My response would have been, oh my gosh, I think the markets would just go crazy. It'd just be unpredictable. It would just be crazy. That's what I would have said to you, right? Because despite the fact that the markets have been around for thousands of years, it's talked about in the Bible, right? And there's no indication the market is going to go anywhere. It's going to be here for another thousands of years. We've never experienced this. It's certainly not that I'm aware of. Have I seen anywhere documented that the world economy just about handbraked, right? So if you just said to me, what's the market, if the world does that, what's the market going to be response? I'd have said to you, it'd have been crazy. It would have been unreliable. I would have assumed all sorts of things, but I certainly wouldn't have said the market will continue doing what the market always does. I wouldn't have said that. As much as I am super aware and avoid second guessing the market, I believe I would have still said that. But here we are, a few weeks into it. Most of the world is like in lockdown, and here we are a few weeks into it. And guess what? The market's still doing what the bloody market does. All right, it's not doing anything different. It is still reliable in its technical analysis. You can still trade, based on your normal technical analysis. It's still doing what we expect it to do. It's still bouncing off EMAs. It's still Bollinger Banding. It's still, it's doing what it normally does. And I think we can take great solace in that. There's so many benefits and so many aha moments that we should be experiencing right now in trading in terms of building our confidence in trading. That the market's reliable even through this. And you know why it's reliable? In a way, we shouldn't be surprised, because we're human. What is the market? We're human beings. It's like you and me and all of us together collectively buying and selling currency, all right? It's human psychology, it's human behavior. So we're predictable. We are predictable. That's it, like it or not. As a human race, as a species, we're pretty predictable. So the market is demonstrating that, okay? And that's why I'm going to put it to you that when you continue trading through this process, that you remain as diligent as you always would be outside of this type of scenario in trading just what you see. Don't try and second guess the market, because it's proven itself to be reliable in terms of no matter what the world throws at it, it will consistently do what it does, okay? And it is as reliable. Because the only thing from the tribe of traders perspective, the only thing that's different that we've acknowledged or seen or noticed or experienced is that there's more volatility. So, typically for our strategies, we have an average of an 83% success rate. So what we actually did was, when we witnessed it all happening, what we did is we recognized an increase in volatility, which meant that you could be pipped in and out of trades easier than you would typically do because of the increase in volatility. But the technical analysis still remained consistent and reliable. So what we did is we braced ourselves for probably being okay with a lower success rate, but because you had so much volatility, your returns were so much quicker. So you get your 1-to-1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5-to-1s, in a 4-hour, 8-hour bar, right? So we shifted from being okay from a higher success rate, okay with a slightly lower success rate, but greater returns on each trade, which more than made up for the lower success rate. Does that make sense? So whilst you do not need in your trading at this time shift from trading what you see and not what you think, right? You do not shift there. You might want to make some amendments or shifts around your strategy just to address the slight changes, like the volatility in the market, okay? While still remaining diligent in only trading what you see and not what you think. Big difference. All right. So one of the things I've done with our guys in the tribe is we are mad passionate and very diligent about having a trade plan. Our trade plan template is 50 pages. All right, just to give you an idea, because it's not just about the trade plan; it's a business plan, a life plan. Because one of our unique ways of trading is that we have placed a very high value on being very self-aware. So in order to be very self-aware, you need to understand what your values are, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and all of that is included in our trade plan, okay? So we're very diligent about having a trade plan. And what we did early on when this all started was we then created an addendum to the trade plan, where it's like almost like the black swan addendum. I believe this is going to be a black swan. We're going to be calling it a black swan in times to come, but we call it an addendum. So in that addendum, we looked at, well, what is going on in the market? Still, our strategies are still tradable. This technical analysis is still there. It was still reliable. So what are we shifting? What are we adjusting? And one of the things that we did was, because we're very diligent about what is our success rate, knowing what our success rate is in our strategies, therefore you can work out how many trades on average you would take in a month in order to get your target. So we said, okay, well, we're going to be okay with a lower success rate, but with each trade we want to get more from the market. So we adopted the trade plan very early on, and that helps remain consistent and ensure that you don't change the way in which you trade. Just some of the more subtle technicalities in your application of trading might shift. Okay, that way, by having adopted an addendum to the actual trade plan, what that helps is to ensure that you continue to trade the way you've always traded. I mean, in terms of being trade ready when you go to the charts, being trading what you see and not what you think, and not projecting your beliefs onto the market and trying to trade your beliefs. Okay, because at the end of the day, the only thing that what I feel and I have witnessed, the only thing that you need to adjust in your trading right now is your trade plan. That is it. Just your trade plan. Just adjust your trade plan. How are you going to, or if it's necessary for you to adjust or tweak some of the elements of your strategy, the whole approach to trading remains the same. But it'd be so easy to do it the other way around. Try and trade the strategy exactly the same, or everything else the same, but it's very easy to try and predict what the market's going to do. And we're going to ask you not to do that, to do it the other way around. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. It is certainly something that we prepared for I think almost 3 weeks ago now, 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's probably 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago we started preparing for that. And now 2 weeks in, I can see absolutely without a shadow of a doubt that was the right approach to take. And without a shadow of a doubt, the market remains predictable. All right, the market remains predictable. And I think that is very comforting, and we can take a lot from that. And just before I go, one of the things that that I've already mentioned that's very important in the tribe is that we have a very high level of self-awareness when we go to trade. Right? So when I say be self-awareness, what I mean by that is like being aware of how we're feeling, the state we're in. So when we're going down to sit down to trade in the morning, say at 6:30 in the morning, we're sitting down to do a watch list to look at what it is, what setups we're interested in. We are very aware of how we're feeling, what's going on in our life in that moment, what sort of night we had. Did we have a good sleep? Did we have a bad night's sleep? Are the children ill or screaming and crying, or is that calm? Are we stressed about the day? Being aware of where we're at and how we're feeling in that moment as we sit down to trade, and then calming the mind, getting calm, letting go of all those outside influences, outside agendas, outside stresses, and becoming more centered and grounded, and what I call preparing for heart-centered trading from the heart, not the head. So that's this process of what we go through in the tribe. That's how we trade, right? That's how we trade normally. The irony is that right now, that is what we need to do, period, in life, outside of trading, in order to remain away from and avoid being pulled in to the drama and the fear and the panic and the apathy and the hopelessness that is creeping in for people at the moment around being in lockdown. We need to stay away from that in order to remain inspired, in order to remain productive in our life, right? Not just in trading, in our life. That's what we need to do. We need to be very self-aware. We need to be aware of where we're putting our energy, where we're putting our focus, okay? That's what we're being called to do right now. And the beauty of that is That's exactly what we need to do for trading, right? So the world is giving us an opportunity, the universe is giving us an opportunity to master increased levels of self-awareness in order to make these few weeks that we're experiencing in lockdown bearable, dare I say it, where we can actually be productive over the next few weeks, okay, where we can actually take our life forward rather than just getting sucked into the desperation, all right? Because if you're sucked into that desperation, you can't see opportunities, okay? You can only see the opportunities when you are when you are conscious of where you're putting your energy, where you're conscious of where you put your focus, when you're on that inspired level, and remain focused on what you want to achieve in life and not what the virus or the politicians or society is putting onto you. Okay, it's very important. Now, I have seen over the past week alone incredible businesses being born, opportunities being born. I mean, there's a massive, incredible business that has just been created in Canada, which I believe is going to explode worldwide. It's going to change so much, and it's just incredible the opportunities, the businesses being created right now in this time. It's going to change the world. It's really a phenomenal time, really an amazing time for opportunities. But if you're in the drama, in the suffering, in the fear and the panic, you don't see those opportunities. And it's the same with trading. It's the very same. So right now we need to work very consciously, very deliberately, very focusedly in remaining conscious of where we're putting our energy, where we're putting our focus, remain very clear on what our life agenda is, what our goals are, what our vision is for our life. Focus on that, be driven by that, make your daily moment by moment choices based on that, and trade in that space. And you will have an incredibly successful trading experience. But not just that, you will actually be able to grow and put your life on a trajectory right now that is just going one way. All right, we're living in an incredible time. As the old proverb goes, may you live in interesting times. And boy, oh boy, are we doing that. All right, so guys, as I started out, and I went off on several different trajectories, but as I started out saying, guys, please trade what you see and not what you think. Okay, it is as important now as it ever was. And take comfort and confidence and certainty from the fact that now 2 to 3 weeks into this global shutdown, essentially, the market's still predictable. All right. So wishing you all the very best. Have a fantastic week. And if you are not in our trading community, join, because this week on Thursday, on the 9th of April, Thursday this week, we're starting our really popular 7-day Ninja Trading Challenge. All right. So if you're not a member, if you're not joined up, come and join our trading community and sign up, because or click the link above here. There's a link to register for it. It is absolutely amazing. It's fast-paced, it's transformational, and you'll learn so much about yourself. I promise you that. I can promise you that you learn so much about yourself in the process of this 7-day Ninja Challenge. You will not see things. You learn about your wealth thermometer, you learn about your relationship with money, you learn about your beliefs that drive your trading results. You will learn about how to trade as a business, and how to really practically not just pay lip service to it, but to trade as a business. And it changes your trading. If it doesn't, I don't know. Then you're going to have to come back and do the Ninja Trading Challenge again. But I know, I've seen it, I've witnessed it, and I've got feedback from hundreds of traders who've done it, and it's changed so much for them. So it's free, and I think now is the perfect time to do it. So there's a link above. You can sign up for there. We can join our trading community, which is free, or you can sign up in there. It's up to you. I look forward to seeing you when we get kicking off on that on the 9th of April, so Thursday this week. In the meantime, have a fab day. Enjoy the sunshine. Okay, take care, guys. Bye-bye.